This is Mr. Vick Schreifer Jr. He is an employee of Sterling Brewery from 1968 to 94. Vick, what city were you born in, and how'd you get to Evansville?
Well, I was born in St. Mildred, Indiana in 1937. And my father was a physician at the monastery down there, and we were there until 1941. We moved to Evansville December the 4th of 41, 3 days before Pearl Harbor. And then I was schooled here and went to college and graduated from the U of E. And then I started at the brewery in 1968 as a microbiologist and just progressed up the ladder from there. Finally, I wound up as an assistant brewmaster and the quality control manager. And I retired in 1994, and the brewery closed down finally in 1998.
And their distribution was mostly Evansville area and Louisville, or where did they send most of their beer?
Well, we really had a pretty good market. We sent beer down to Florida, as far south as Florida, and we had some distributors overseas. We'd ship it overseas. Not a lot, but we did send some. But mainly, I guess, the bulk of the business was in a couple of 3-state area from Evansville.
How many cases did you make a year, or how many bottles did you make a year in ballpark? What was the busiest year?
We mainly measured in the number of barrels we made a year, and the busiest we had one year was 1 million.
It was 1 million barrels.
I can't think exactly what year that was.
Probably the 80s.
Yeah, I'd say high 70s, low 80s, that area somewhere. We would normally run about 600,000 to 700,000 barrels a year.
67.
Would be a normal year.
Yeah.
Until it started going, downhill. But
when did you stop cleaning the bottles and just do cans? And when did recycle stop? About what year? About 70s? Long necks?
No, they were still doing long neck bottles when I was there in '94. They were still making them then. They kept on doing the bottles, and they had a high concentration caustic and sodium hydroxide that they used to wash them with, and then the high rinse and the high temperature sterilization followed that. So we had the bottles all the time.
In the building that SS&C is in right now, that's about a 4-story, 3-story building. That was where all the bottling was done, the cleaning of the bottles and also the bottling.
Right. And we, that's where the canning was done, bottling and can. And our can line ran 1,300 cans a minute.
1,300 cans a minute, and how many bottles a minute?
Oh boy, now that's a tough one. I don't remember. We had 2 bottling lines, and I can't tell you how many it was. I just don't know.
8-hour shifts most of the time, or 12-hour shifts?
8
hour shifts. And every month you got they give you a couple cases of beer as an employee?
They give us one case of beer a month.
A month, yeah. My dad worked there in the 1930s. He would clean the bottles, or he'd look at the cases, and if the cases, those old cardboard cases, wood cases, if they were irreparable, they would throw them away. And if they were repairable, he would keep them. And he did that for about a year. I don't think he was 21 then. And then there's a great big elevator in the center there, and he got caught in that elevator. He's lucky he didn't get killed.
We did.
The big elevator shaft is still there, I believe, in the building.
Yes.
That's a big industrial elevator shaft, probably 14 feet by 14 feet or so.
Fairly close. I don't think it's quite that big, but it's a good size. It's good size, yeah.
What would you do with that elevator shaft? Carry big materials up and down?
Well, unless you have machinery to be repaired up on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
Otherwise, it was just a regular elevator that wasn't used all that much, really.
Yeah.
They'd carry bottles and cartons and machinery and supplies, which they stored on the 3rd floor.
What do you think about the new building since they remodeled it? It looks like it's SS&C. It's a technology company that's home office is in Windsor, Connecticut. What do you think about that remodel of that building and preservation? That's the only part left of Sterling.
Well, that and the main office building is left. That's the part that's on the Fulton Avenue side. That's where there's a church in there now, I believe. But that the building you're talking about, that's the old bottle shop.
Yes.
I mean, I'd love to go through that sometime just to see what they have done to it. 'Cause I know how it used to be.
Yes.
And I've not done that, but I'd like to sometime. But it's a very attractive building. They've done a lot to it.
Yeah. Well, have you any other comments about Sterling Brewery? And Falls City was around here, but Sterling was our main company, and you took over Cook. Cook quit about 1960s or so.
We bought Cook's out, and then we also bought Falls City out.
When did you buy Cook's, and when did you buy Falls City?
Oh, now.
Ballpark time.
Cook's
in the 60s?
I'd say late 60s, early 70s.
Yes.
And Falls City was middle 70s, maybe.
Middle 70s.
That's only a rough guess on my part.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did all that, and that's funny. At one time, when Falls City was made in Louisville, and Cook's was made, or Sterling was made here in Evansville, the biggest seller in Evansville was Falls City, and the biggest seller in Louisville was Sterling.
And that was a true thing.
That's true. Yeah, that actually occurred. Yeah.
It was one of our biggest businesses in Evansville, and they had when we had summer beer stoops, Sterling would sponsor the light show or the fireworks and things.
Right.
How many employees were the maximum in that? About 300 or so?
Total employees?
Yeah.
No, it'd be a little bit more than that.
600-700 at their maximum?
I'd say 5 to 550, maybe in that area somewhere.
And how many truck drivers they have?
Oh boy. I was not in that division.
Yeah.
I was in the brewing side more so than the bottling and the shipping sides. Well, at the trucks, 10, 12, I'd guess. I don't really know. That's a rough guess on my part.
Was there anything unique about the brewing of the malts and the things they use different than other ones?
No.
Nothing?
No,
Similar?
it was so governmental regulated that you didn't have much
leeway.
Well, there's only five products that go to make any kind of bottle of beer you want to make. It's just 5 products, and that's all there is, and they're all the same.
Yes.
So you can adjust them a little bit. You add a little more here, a little more there. Well, like Budweiser, they use rice to make beer. Well, Sterling used corn, and the taste is different. But that's about the only way you can change it, really.
I see. Well, thank you very much, Vick Schreifer, and this very interesting evening. I bet it was very interesting for you to hear that history.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed that. It brings back some old memories.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.